everyone. Welcome to StreamYard Spotlight. I'm Dana Bentz, your co-host.
And I'm Kelsey Bentz, your co-host.
Your other co-host. Kelsey, how are you doing today?
Pretty well. How about yourself?
Pretty well. Thank you for asking. So we have a couple of agenda items for today. I already saw a couple people in the comments. Hi, Jaden. Thanks for tuning in. And Jesse. So if you're here, let us know you're here by just saying hey in the comments. And later on, when we bring on our guest, I wanted to let the audience know that we love taking audience questions. So if you have a question for our guest, just put it in the comments, and we'll try to hit all of them. I know we have our own questions that we like to ask our guests, but we'd like to hear from you guys what you want to hear. And so that being said, without further ado, so our guest today, it's a really good timing, I think, because he does a show connecting educators. So connecting educators with educators. And I think that's so timely as this new school year is upon us. And with the whole craziness of, are we going to go back to school? Are we not? Are we going to do school online? Are we not? And I just went to, or I was just featured on a teacher's conference talking about StreamYard and how you can use StreamYard in the classroom now. And so I think it's just like with this new school year upon us, it's such a timely episode that we have for you today. And so without further ado, we want to bring on Alfonso Mendoza. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Alfonso.
Hi, how are y'all doing? It's a pleasure to be here. First and foremost, thank you so much for the invitation. And I'm really excited to be joining you all this evening.
Oh, good. Well, we're so excited to have you. Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, of course.
So I want to talk. I just mentioned briefly how you're doing a show to connect educators. So educators watch the show, and then you're introducing them, I guess, by having guests on your show that are educators. Is that how it works?
Yes, correct. Actually, this is kind of like a vision that I had like 3 years ago, and it finally came to fruition as far as learning what a connected educator is. And like you were mentioning, there's no greater time than right now for teachers to connect with other teachers, to learn from those that are doing very well with the online or hybrid teaching. And there may be some teachers that may feel just a little intimidated, like you said, with the uncertainty of not knowing how this school year is going to start. So the premise of the show really is just connecting educators one show at a time, and it's called My EdTech Life. So I'll bring on educators that I look up to, that have inspired me and that have helped me grow in my practice. And so when I have them here, I just want everybody else to see in the education community that they are approachable. They are subject matter experts. They, do great things within their communities. And I just want to create a PLF, which is a professional learning family where everybody can connect with one another and learn from each other. And even more so now, be that support for one another during these times of uncertainty.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. In times of uncertainty, that says it all. And I think a lot of teachers, it feels like the teachers that we hear from using StreamYard are like, it's a scary time. All of a sudden we're thrown into learning tech, and like StreamYard's a great way to figure that out. Like it's that easy to use. I think that people are drawn to it when they're learning like something brand new. So can you talk a little bit about like so you bring on educators that you look up to, but where are you finding these people? Like where are you finding the educators to feature?
That's a great question. So really, it all started again while being in the classroom. I was, using social media to just promote what was going on in the classroom, just making learning fun, sharing even what I was doing in my own practice, and just putting it out there. But I was just really just putting it out there without really understanding what a connected educator was. And it wasn't until I took a master's course, and then one of the courses we had to, be active on social media. And then I finally realized what being a connected educator was, which is not to simply just throw out content, but to make connections with other people that may be able to help you. And soon I realized that every single person that is like an edu hero, to me, were some of the nicest, humblest, people that were able to take my questions. And then it just dawned on me and said, if these are the people that have helped to influence me, I would love to bring them onto this show and just give them the spotlight. If
Yeah.
you guys, and I'll share my shows with the audience, but if you notice, I really don't have any questions ready for them, because my motto is, you're here, the spotlight is on you, you share, because for that hour, you're the subject matter expert. So it becomes pretty much a PD for me, because they're here. But not only that, but the audience members as well get that PD from, a master practitioner, a master of their craft, and they're able to connect with them. And that is what makes it so exciting for me, and being able to kind of pay it forward, which is a phrase that, or a hashtag that another friend of mine that I look up to, Kim Matina, uses. So it's just a way of giving back to the educator community by connecting those subject matter experts, and seeing that they're approachable. They're just like anybody else.
Yeah. Just like
Alfonso,
TV.
I'm wondering, how long has My EdTech Life show been going on?
It started, I believe it was in March, like late March or early April.
Yeah.
We're only about 18 shows. I do them once a week, but then
Nice.
I did get a little crazy during my 2 week vacation that I get from work, where I did multiple shows, by week. So,
Nice.
but it's been great. Like I said, it hasn't been very hard to find guests, because there's so many people that are out there that want to share their knowledge. They want to share and put people at
Yeah.
ease.
Yeah.
So it's been great that I've been able to even get people to contact me and say, hey, can I be on the show without me
Oh,
having to look
wow.
for guests? And
Yeah.
so it's been great, because they see that, I mean, I'm not in it for, fame. I just want to share with people. I want to make sure that, people can find something, a resource, and within those
Right.
45 minutes to an hour, maybe find a little gem that they can take with them and add it to their teacher tool belt that'll
Yeah.
help them just add another layer to their practice in the classroom, whether it's, in a brick and mortar school, or now through virtual learning.
Yeah. A tool
So
in their
you're,
tool belt.
Yeah.
yeah, your show is all about community and bringing together the members of your community. And so, how has StreamYard helped you with that goal?
Oh, well, StreamYard, like you mentioned earlier, it's a very intuitive platform. They're really, for me, if I was to teach this to a teacher, I would just simply say, and like I do a lot of teacher trainings. I always tell them, get clicky with it. You're not going to break anything. There is nothing
Yeah,
that can't be fixed. So
that's
you
great
just get
advice.
clicky with
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So for myself, in trying to find a way to get the show across, and get people connected, I tried other platforms, but it was just very difficult. And when I stumbled onto StreamYard, I said, this is it. I mean, the ability for me to be able to stream on multiple platforms all at once, be able
Yeah.
to look at comments, have that audience participation, that makes it so much very wonderful and worthwhile, because the audience also they make the show. And so
Yeah.
it's great that the guests also get to answer those questions, or they get to hear some comments, and it makes their day too as well. So it's just about, like you said, community, everybody interacting, just having fun in sharing, and just building up that professional learning family. So with StreamYard, like I said, it just makes it very easy to stream. And like I said, Gage and the StreamYard family have been wonderful customer service wise. Any questions that I've had, immediately within like a minute or two, I'm already getting a reply. They've been very helpful and supportive. And not to mention teachers, I do want to throw this out there. They do offer educator discounts. And that is a big plus for many of us educators that are out there that are wanting to share or use a platform to share content on. I couldn't recommend anything else other than StreamYard, because, like I said, it has helped our show grow and in connecting those educators. So kudos to StreamYard and everything that they're doing.
Wow. Thanks
Thanks for saying that, Alfonso.
Yeah, I love that. So I love that you mentioned about the just how fast StreamYard allows you to create this content. So there's no editing for you.
No.
You're just uploading, you're just going live, and that's it.
That's it. So pretty much this is the way my workflow goes. I'm the one that creates all the art. I create everything. I'm the one producing the show. So I'm grabbing questions. I'm making sure I'm very attentive to my guests as well. And, it's a one-man show. So really what I want to convey there too is that, I don't do any post-production. I just leave it raw and unedited just because it's authentic. I want people to see like this is real. This is, real voice. It's not, processed later on. So what I do is I'll have my guest on, I'll create the little intros and outros for them. Then we'll go over our show. Like I said, I don't have any questions. It's pretty much like you're the star of the show. Just let me know what you want to talk about. And then I'll just throw my 2 cents in. But it's pretty much you're on the spotlight. I want people to get to know you. Then those 45 minutes to an hour go by. And what I love is once the show's done, download audio. My audio downloads in about a minute, minute and a half.
I love that. You must
And
have
then
fast internet.
I was thinking that.
I just go straight to Anchor, and then I take my art and upload it, and that's it. I just give my little description, and then I'll put it on my Wakelet page. So what I did with the Wakelet is it makes it easy for me to also share the shows, because now our audience members don't have to go to YouTube or Twitch or Periscope or anything, to go see or watch the live, cast that we just did, or go to Anchor or Spotify to catch the podcast. Everything is bundled up neatly, and I just share that on social media. So it becomes a one-stop shop for all our shows there, with show descriptions, show notes, and everything all in one place with one link. And that's it. So it's kind of like, the Lord of the Rings, but one link to share it all. That's it right there. That's what I do.
Do you connect Wakelet as a custom RTMP destination then?
No, actually I don't. What I do is I just go ahead and upload it, and just upload, just all my content there. And then I just share it, just via Twitter and social media.
Got it. Cool.
And sometimes, I know that there are other easier ways of doing this, but for me right now, just starting, and even though I'm like 18 shows deep now, but it's also about finding time. And so far, this is what's worked for me, in the fact that, like I said, I'm able to bundle everything up. And even like when I saw the show and they said, hey, if you're interested, hey, I just grabbed my Wakelet and I shared it with you all, and you were able to see the content there, with one link.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I like that it
awesome.
just organizes everything. It makes it so much easier.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And I know we're gonna post this at the end, but I want, now that we're talking about your Wakelet, so for anyone who wants to check out what Alfonso's talking about, here's the link that you can go to: bit.ly/My EdTech Life. Yeah.
Yep, and there you go. And then you can find the shows there. And I said we're 18 shows deep. You'll find all the YouTube links and the Anchor links there as well. And we're also, on Spotify. We're on, Breaker. We're on pretty much all the podcast services. So you can find our show there.
And for the viewers who don't know, what is Anchor? Is that another podcast?
Yes. So for our viewers that aren't familiar with Anchor, Anchor is a free platform where you can go and you can just create podcasts either within that platform, or you can go ahead and record audio separately. Like if you're not doing any live streaming, you can you're recording using maybe Audacity, or you're recording just another platform just to grab the audio. And in a matter of seconds, you can upload your audio and you already have a podcast and you're ready to go. So again, and it is free. And so that's been what's helped me out too as well. So it's great to marry all of these platforms. And kind of in my world of EdTech, we call that kind of like app smashing, where we take one platform and we combine it with something else and something else, so we can make a nice bundle and a nice workflow. So it's been
Yeah.
very useful. So again, I highly recommend that platform because again, if you get clicky with it, you're going to learn it in no time, and there isn't anything that you can break.
That's
Get
so
clicky
good.
with it.
Alfonso, going in, like Dana was talking earlier, we're heading into the school year pretty soon here. So, what do you see for the future of My EdTech Life as we move into potentially some distance learning?
Well, so since the show started, actually, I started the show while we were doing distance learning. So from March 13th was my last day in my office, and I've been
Yeah.
working remotely since March 16th,
Wow.
continually doing trainings for my district. So right now, what it looks like, at least here in our area, we are going to be starting everything virtually,
Mm.
and there is a kind of like a checkpoint period where they're going to kind of assess what is going on, how things are being handled. Are things getting better? Are they getting worse? And based on that assessment, they'll decide whether it's going to be the schools would be able to open. So they are giving us parent choice. In other words, if a parent feels safe and that everything's going to be okay, they do have the choice of sending their student off to, or their children off to school.
Mm.
But there is the other option where if the parent says, you know what, I don't want to risk it, they're also honoring that and saying, okay, you can go ahead and learn virtually. So they are giving them that choice. But, at least for in our area, we have kind of an idea of what may be happening. But I believe there's still other districts out there, maybe in other states, that they're still not sure what is happening. And the only thing I can say is just always be ready to adapt and overcome, and at any time you may have a plan. Always be cautious of all, anything that may occur. Pay attention to the stakeholders and make sure that you make the right decisions. And I know that sometimes, even though you're making the right decision, it may seem bad to somebody else, but you're always looking out for the best of not only the children. For me, it's always about the children, but also for your
Right.
staff members, because everybody is somebody's, son and daughter. That's the way I always say.
Yeah.
Everybody's always somebody's son and daughter, and I want to make sure that they're well taken care of. So,
Yeah.
there are some tough decisions. So administrators are definitely in a tough situation, but I do applaud a lot of them that are brave and that are going out there and doing what they can to, do the best out of this situation. But like I said, it is going to be very tough, and it's an interesting time that we live in. And I can only hope and pray that things will definitely get a lot better in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
can
what
only
do
hope.
the coming months mean for your show? Are you just continuing to, week by
Yeah,
week do the same thing?
actually, yes, actually, week
Nice.
by week, I'm just doing every Saturdays is, I'm doing my shows every Saturday mornings, and I'm bringing in guests. I'm also going to be
Fantastic.
focusing on bringing in more Spanish speaking guests, since, I am a Spanish speaker, because there are Spanish speaking community that are close here by, and because I live in a really in the area of South Texas, that I'm very close to the Mexico border. There are
Mm.
educators that are out there too as well that are needing resources in Spanish,
Yeah.
and they need that help, and they need that training. So I do want to focus a little bit more on that too as well. So we create content for them that they can look and make those connections with those guests as well, and start following them, or sending them messages and see how they can help. And like again, what I love that StreamYard allows is that there are no borders.
Yeah.
With StreamYard,
Yeah.
what you put out there on social media, it's going to go out there and it's going to
Mhm.
be shared. And that's what I love, that once you put your content up there, it's there available for everybody to see and to look
Yeah.
at and to share many times over. And hopefully, during those times, like I said, people are finding those little nuggets, those little gems that are going to help them sharpen their skills.
Yeah, and that segues so nicely into just a question from our audience from Todd Carter. We're bringing him. He's got an announcement at the end of our show, so everyone stay tuned to the end. But Todd asks, Alfonso, do you work with educators just in your market or area, or is this for anyone anywhere?
Oh, well, for the show is for anyone, anywhere. I do work for a school district and I am the instructional technologist for the school district. But I do, like, aside from the district work, I do put out content as well for teachers, and I do teacher trainings as well. And there is a group that I'm a part of. It's the Global GEG community, which is a lot of like minded Googlers, trainers, level one, level two, educators that are out there, innovators that are out there. So big shout out to Global GEG, because during this time of remote learning, it's something that was started by 7 innovators, and we've been able to do trainings online and offer trainings for everybody completely free. And you would imagine the caliber of these trainings are some at the caliber that is sometimes a little bit better than some of the trainings that are offered within the school districts. But it is innovators from all around the world, Googlers from all around the world that are uh, providing trainings with things as basic as email setup, Google Classroom, virtual learning, teaching platforms, and also in English and Spanish and other languages. So that you definitely want to check them out too on Twitter at Global GEG, if you are looking for some more resources to help teachers everywhere. Because like I said, there's no borders.
There's no borders. I love that. And I love that StreamYard helps you have no borders because you can stream to anyone. Like when
Yes.
we do our shows, we have people tuning in from Brazil, I think we had someone from India, Bangladesh last week. Like it's so fun how much more of a reach you can get
Yes,
by
most
being
definitely.
online, by live streaming. So we're gonna put your link up again. But this is where people can find you and watch your shows. They can they can listen to your podcast, watch your show. What else can they do on Wakelet?
No, well, pretty much there is a section there, like an info section, that, that you can, see all the links to all the podcasts as well. And if you're ever interested in even being a supporter, you totally can. There's a link there as well. So that's pretty much what you'll be able to find there. But you can always find me on Twitter at TechTeacher1381. You can always shoot me a DM, and I'm always willing to help. And if I don't know the answer, I'll make sure and connect you with somebody that can help you, because that's what it's all about, connecting educators and just building one big PLF, professional learning family. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. Wow, Alfonso. Well, thank you so much for being on our StreamYard Spotlight and letting us spotlight how you're using StreamYard. It was so neat to hear. Ooh, yeah,
Yes.
I forgot.
So yes, let me go ahead and put this link in here for you to share. So guys, I am doing a sticker giveaway just for being here and just supporting, us here on StreamYard Spotlight. So if you go ahead and fill that out, I'll announce some winners, and
Can we
we'll
get a
have,
close up of
yes.
of
So those are
those?
the stickers right there, My EdTech Life.
I
All
love
right.
it.
You
My
will have
EdTech. Oh,
that.
and they're different.
Yes, so they're different. We've
love
got the
it.
simple one here, then we've got this
Yeah.
right here. All right, and of
So
course it matches the sweater, but go ahead and fill that out, guys, and then I'll be more than happy to get you some stickers, guys. So thank you so
Yeah, get
much
that
again for all
merch.
your support, and
The
of
merch.
course keep supporting StreamYard. Anybody that's out there that has never played with it, sign up for free, get clicky with it,
Get
and have some
clicky with
fun.
it.
Yes, and have some fun, because it's going to be worth your while.
Oh, I love that, Alfonso. Well, thank you so much again. It was such an honor to have you on the show.
Oh, no, thank you, ladies. I really appreciate everything that you guys do. And thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and just to share just a little piece of what I do. And what I love is that you're giving not only myself, but every other guest that you've had on, you're giving them a voice, you're letting them share. And that's amazing. So thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That
Thanks.
means a lot. We
Yeah.
we think it's so fun to see how everyone's using StreamYard because we're all doing different things.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
I love it. Well, thank you again, Alfonso. Take care.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
So we forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show, but we have a kind of a surprise for the show. So for those of you who've been watching us for the last several weeks, you've noticed that we have this fancy overlay that's been made. Oh, now it's backwards. Now Kelsey's Alfonso.
They get the point.
Yeah. So this is an overlay. For those of you who aren't really familiar with how overlays work, they're just they're a transparent image, and then you have all these labeling and all these fancy logos. So one of our community members, Todd Cartner, created this overlay for our show. And what he's giving us tonight to give you guys is the template. So Todd's going to post the links in the comments section, and so you can click on there, and I think it walks you through how to customize the template to your own.
Yeah, you can make your own version of this template for your show with your own logo and your own picture and your own name and all of that.
Exactly.
So
that's
we're
why
excited.
That's why it's super cool. Oh yeah.
Thanks,
Ross
Todd.
says, "I love that."
Shout out to Todd for making that for everyone. He just did that out of the kindness of his heart because a lot of people have been talking about this overlay and how cool it is and how to make it.
Yeah.
So he made a one in Canva, which is one of the editing softwares that we recommend. And it's really easy to use, and he has instructions for how to customize it for yourself, and it's like 4 clicks and you're done. So we're super grateful to him, and he'll drop that link in the comments of this stream, as far as I know. Yeah.
As far as I know. He'll put the link in the comments, and then it's really easy when it's a comment, because then you can just click on it, and it should take you to the template, and then you can save it and create and customize it.
Yeah, exciting. Thanks,
we're
Todd.
Yeah, thank you, Todd. Shout out to Todd. He was our guest a couple weeks last week. So that was super fun. Super fun that he gave that to us. So that about wraps it up for the 14th episode of the StreamYard Spotlight.
Crazy.
So,
Crazy.
I know. We've been here so long. Well, it's been fun. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.